Begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome. First item on the agenda would be actually approving that agenda. So do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Lindblad, seconded by Sampson to approve the agenda for November 15th, 2016. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes. Next up on the agenda is the Spotlight on Recognition, beginning with the Employee of the Month. Dr. Flathman.
It is my pleasure to introduce November 2016 Employee of the Month as Karen Segner. Karen has served at Hayes Elementary as the technology assistant for many, many years. John P. writes that she has the distinguished responsibility of keeping us all connected. He means literally here. In the past 3 years, the number of devices that she's been responsible has multiplied exponentially. Even with all these added responsibility, Karen is a rock star. She always comes through for us, and there's no easy and this is no easy task. These giraffes she works with are always sticking their necks out to try the next new technology. They always know that she will be right there to support them every step of the way. And I think that we had some of those giraffes here last time as well, and she helps keep them in connected world with technology. So congratulations to Karen Segner.
Next, National Education Week.
Yeah, it's also my pleasure to have a school board meeting during this auspicious week. And so this week is a very important week because it is special recognition and honor all staff and community that are involved in our school district. This year's theme of the week-long celebration is Great Public Schools, a Basic Right and Our Responsibility. This week is a great time to say thank you to all who touch the lives of our students both in and out of this classroom. It is fitting to begin by recognizing our students' first teachers, their parents, their grandparents, and the extended family, so thank you. Then there's the hard work and commitment and passion of our support staff, the paraprofessionals, the clerical support, nutritional services, bus drivers, custodial staff. Thank you. To our leadership staff, our principals, coordinators, directors, thank you. And then, of course, to our teachers and coaches, a very big thank you. And finally, to the individuals who serve on this school board, your commitment to articulating the mission and setting priorities to govern our work is a huge piece to make all of this possible. Thanks to you as well. It does indeed take a village to ensure that each and every one of our children are successful. Fridley Public Schools is a very special village, a special community capable of reaching all of our students, regardless of their backgrounds and their needs. We can and we do make a difference in our children's lives, and it is an honor to call myself a member of the Fridley Public Schools. So congratulations in honor of National Education Week.
Right, thank you. With that, I think we have a very nice follow-up for those thank yous to all of those that work in the education field. We now get to see a presentation from one of those students here from our Key Club, Emily Rice.
Hi, my name is Emily Rice. I'm a sophomore at Fridley High School, and I'm a member of the Fridley High School Key Club. So, for those who don't know, Key Club is a student-led community and service organization. It's the biggest student-led community service organization in the world. And with that, Key Club is one of the top clubs in the entire organization. Key Club has been nominated and has won the Distinguished Diamond Club Level Award for 13 years. This award is only given to 20 clubs out of the 2,000 or 200,000 clubs. I'm sorry, forgot my math there. 20,000 clubs, that's what it is. Sorry about that. Key Club does a lot of events. throughout the year. Our most notable are the homeless sleep out that we had in September and our teeter totter marathon that is coming up in January. We have about 100 members this year, which I feel is very successful. And so far, we have raised over $3,000 for various charities.
Good job. So Emily, what are you involved in school besides Key Club?
Along with Key Club, I do drama, speech, and math team on and off. Yeah.
Do you have a part in the play?
I do, well, I'm in ensemble, but yeah.
Good. So we're ready for Cinderella here.
Yeah, it can't come soon enough. We need
Well, no,
those
it
chairs
can.
in the auditorium.
We just need an auditorium now. We just need the auditorium to be finished, then we can come.
Yeah.
Well, any other questions? If not, thank you very much. Appreciate it. The work that you folks do at Key Club is just amazing. As you mentioned, just 13 years of in that diamond program is just awesome. So thank you to you and all the other members of the Key Club.
You put
Keeping the-
Fridley schools on the map through Key Club.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.
Now, of course, we always put the toughest position for Ms. Oftedal. Would you please come up and talk to us a little bit about the world's best workforce?
Love to talk to you about the world's best workforce. The world's best workforce is our annual state reporting of our aligned programs. The world's best workforce, this is a retrospective taking a look at the 2015-16 school year. We start by taking a look at the school board priorities. As a school board, you have established these priorities, actually 5 priorities. These 3 are the ones that are directly aligned with the world's best workforce goals and achievements. Looking at improved academic achievement, high levels of performance, instructional strategies, and creating a positive and safe learning environment. When we take a look at the 5 goals that are set out by the Department of Education in the state of Minnesota, they fall into 5 areas. The first one is all students ready for kindergarten. In taking a look at this, it gives us a fantastic opportunity as a school district to align our preschool and our pre-K programming with our kindergarten readiness and ensuring that all students who have the opportunity to be part of our school district know clearly what the expectations are for students coming into kindergarten. This year, or last year, the focus was on literacy, and students were assessed with letter sounds identification, knowing that that is the beginning of phonemic awareness and pre-reading skills, really supporting those students in understanding their letter sounds, and assessing those students on the same assessment that they will be assessed on when they enter kindergarten in the fall. All students in 3rd grade achieve grade level literacy, really focusing on that as an incredible benchmark for students' ongoing success, knowing that if we can have our students achieve that grade level literacy in grade 3, they will be on the road for college readiness. And so that is a focus area as we have worked on the literacy intervention program throughout the district in 15-16. The 3rd goal was to close the achievement gap among all groups. For this particular goal, we focused on our achievement and integration plan, bringing that into alignment and using the goals for that district-wide plan as our achievement, closing the achievement gap in math and reading in those areas, using the state assessments as our tools for measuring that benchmark. The 4th goal is all students career and college ready by graduation. We're really excited last year to be able to offer the ACT to all students at no charge to them, and offer that test in the schools on a school day so that all students in 11th grade were able to participate in the ACT, and because we had all students participating, we were able to use that as our college readiness benchmark. I'm really excited to see the number of students who were able to achieve that benchmark in the first time around taking that particular test. The fifth goal is all students graduate, and looking at the graduation rates for our students, not only by subgroup but overall, and really taking a look at, even though we know that not all of our students graduated with their four-year cohort, that we did have a significant number of students who continue to access services with us as a school district to continue on for their fifth year and to earn their diploma through alternate means, either through our ALC or through our transition program, and with a very, very low dropout rate of about 2.5%. And so really excited to be able to offer those ongoing services for students. So those are the 5 areas, those are the 5 goals. The other intention of this particular program is to align all of the district programs under one large framework. And so some of the things that in our district in the 2015-16 year that we wanted to align together was the participation in the magnet school program through Northwest Suburban, and that is the implementation and delivery of the International Baccalaureate program. We offer that program for all of our students in the 2 elementaries, the middle school and the high school, building that continuum from K through 12. Actually, I'm sorry, pre-K through 12, because we did offer the PYP pre-K as well. We also align our achievement integration plan, of which one of our main strategies was the magnet school program and the IB rigorous curriculum, but also including family outreach and family engagement training, cultural responsiveness training, and professional development. We also last year really did a strong focus on braiding together our literacy intervention, adding literacy intervention specialists at the elementary, the middle, and the high school to have these highly qualified specialists to do literacy intervention for the students who are struggling the most. Knowing that third grade literacy is one of our key benchmarks and really focusing on that particular area. And then for college readiness as well, making sure that we're moving kids through the middle school with those college or with those reading skills into the high school as well, and creating that kind of safety net for our high school students who are not yet reading at grade level to prepare them to participate in the IB program. We also continue to expand the AVID program, which comes under the alignment with the Achievement Integration Program as well. We are supported by Northwest Suburban for the AVID program, and having a dedicated elective for 9, 10, 11th, and 12th grade, and watching those students achieve college readiness and participating in high numbers in the International Baccalaureate diploma classes. We are continue to expand that AVID program this year into the middle school with an 8th grade elective, and doing extensive professional development with high school staff to ensure that the AVID strategies are being implemented across subject areas and throughout the school, even if students aren't participating in the AVID elective. We continue to support our targeted services through intervention, but also through alternative learning for students in that extended day program in K through 8. The early childhood education, as I mentioned before, making sure that our assessments align and that we have clearly articulated what kindergarten readiness should look like. The teacher development and evaluation program, the QComp, also falls underneath the World's Best Workforce reporting as well, because we wanted to make sure that we are doing adequate evaluation of teacher performance and principal performance, and ongoing professional development. Those key areas of professional development included understanding best practices in standards-based grading for middle school students this year, and we are implementing the middle school standards-based report card this year for the first time. So the teachers did quite a bit of professional development last year, focusing on access and equity strategies and the use of the AVID strategies at the high school. We continue to expand our professional development in conjunction with Northwest Suburban to include cultural responsiveness as well. The final piece that is incorporated in for the first time into the 15-16 World's Best Workforce is the Indian Education Plan. At that point, that plan focused on college graduation and or high school graduation and college readiness for our students that identify as American Indian, contracting with folks to offer that additional support for those students at the high school level, as well as some additional tutoring in math for students at the middle school level. The Achievement and Integration Plan, we are part of the Northwest Suburban. Our Achievement and Integration Plan is a 3-year plan. This is year 3 of that 3-year plan. These are the significant strategies that are part of that Achievement and Integration Plan. Those strategies are measured through 2 things. One is the reduction of the achievement gap on our state assessments, the MCAs, for math and for reading, reducing that achievement gap between the students who are eligible for free and reduced lunch and students who are not eligible for free and reduced lunch in those 2 content areas. The reason we chose free and reduced lunch is because that crosses over all of our other subgroups, and that we know that improving performance by that group will impact the achievement gap reduction for all of the other subgroups as well. The other measurement tool that we have, or the other measurement benchmark for the Achievement and Integration Plan, is the percentage of students of color who are participating in the diploma classes, the rigorous classes at the high school. We continue to see that percentage of students increase, knowing that we want to push that up so that it is representative of the 36% mark of students, Black students, and that we want that to be a representative number for those classes as well. We do a really nice job, and we believe that the AVID classes will continue to support increased participation of our students of color in those high-level college preparatory courses. The third benchmark for the Achievement and Integration Plan is our continued levels of 4-year enrollment through open enrollment, and making sure that those numbers continue to remain at that level. And so those are the 3 benchmarks for the Achievement and Integration Plan. Some of the outstanding strategies, I think I've talked about most of them. One that I haven't mentioned yet is our secondary math. 15-16 was the first year that we implemented the nonlinear algebra class for almost all qualifying 9th graders to ensure that those students would have that significant math skills in order to be successful in Algebra 2 and higher level math classes as well. After a year of study, that was the recommendation from our math coordinator, that those were the skills that had the largest gap, and so we're hoping to see some really strong success for those students moving into the 16-17 school year. We also did a focus on safe and respectful school environments with the PBIS implementation at the middle school, and looking at creating those really common behavior expectations for the middle school, and to support a very positive school climate for them as well. I talked about the standards-based reporting expanding into the middle school. We did continue to expand and the number of family outreach liaisons for last year, ensuring that we had a full-time liaison for each of the elementaries and one that was shared between the middle school and the high school. The professional development we discussed, and then last year we also continued on with our academic return on investment procedures, in which we identified specific programs and collected the data to see if our time and our financial investment was actually resulting in what was the cost of our academic achievement. Last year we evaluated the AVID program for the 2nd year, and this year will be the 3rd year we evaluate the AVID program to ensure that that continues to be a success for those students. And last year was the first year we evaluated for baseline data for the nonlinear algebra class to judge to see what their effectiveness was for the amount of effort and financial investment that we put into those classes. We saw an incredibly positive result in the AVID, and continue to see that intervention, that support for those students continues to see academic success for them, not only in participation in rigorous coursework, but success in those rigorous courses. Their scores on the IB exams continued to be equal to or exceed in some places the students who were not part of the AVID elective, as well as their MAP scores in math and reading continue to score higher than the students who did not have, participate in the AVID program. So we really are seeing the academic gains for the AVID courses there, and so really really excited about how that can impact, continue to impact students. And so we saw some moderate success with the algebra course, and so we have made some adjustments to how students are selected and placed into those courses, and additional training and professional development for the instructors who are teaching those courses, and look forward to seeing what that academic return on investment results will be for this year as a second year of implementation. As part of the World's Best Workforce and Achievement and Integration procedures, we also have, did this fall, meet with our advisory committee. These are a group of representative stakeholders. They are teachers, principals, community members, and parents who come and share this. We share this information with them. They provide us with feedback about where they think our strengths and weaknesses are, and with some advice about where they would suggest that we continue to share a different focus or continue on with a focus that we have. This group will meet 3 times per year. We met once in October. We'll meet again in January to review the new proposal for the 3-year achievement and integration plan, and look for their advice on what strategies to continue and which ones to maybe consider that we have not. And then in May to look at our end of the year achievement data. We are looking for folks who are interested in participating, and we would love to have additional folks join us who maybe represent and can advocate for students with disabilities in the special education program, folks whose students are participating in the ADSIS program or Title I, and folks who would represent and advocate for English language learners. But we're open to anyone who might be interested, and if they wish to participate, I'll leave my contact information, and they can certainly contact me, and we'd love to get them involved as a member of the advisory group. That is an overview. The specific goals and the outcomes are listed in the board packets and are available if folks want to take a closer look at those particular numbers. Are there, are there any questions about the World's Best Workforce or Achievement and Integration?
You mentioned a acronym earlier referring to keeping our schools safe, PBIS. Could you just spell out that acronym for our listeners?
I would be happy to. That is the Positive Behavior Intervention System and strategies. And it is a program in which the staff really determine some common language for and some very set common behavioral expectations for all the students in the building. They post and promote those particular behavioral expectations, support those, reinforce those with positive reinforcement programs, create an identity for those, and really look at creating that positive culture in the buildings for that. But it's about unifying those expectations. So every classroom, hallway behavior, lunchroom behavior, bus behavior, all of those things follow that same kind of pattern and those same kinds of common language and expectations. In our middle school, they have renamed it Tiger Grit, and really support that grit program and encourage their kids to demonstrate grit.
I want to commend Amina for aligning everything, and I don't know if you know this, but there is a complete staff development piece that kind of holds all of this together, that go from our board priorities to these goals, and she is adamant about us articulating that for every event, every Thursday morning, every Wednesday morning in different buildings, and that all of that really pulls together. I think, I don't know if she's aware of it, but I was stopped by Jessica Baker in the hallway, and she said last year we had 100 students sign up for the IB diploma exams, and they took some 300 exams, those students. We have 167 signed up this year. So you know that that number is going to be even greater. And so when she talked about those ultimate goals of graduation and making sure that all kids are there, I mean, it's been very, very much a part of the conversation about making the diploma for all. And the global politics class, the Langen Lit class, and the math class that every junior takes is in large part due to the work that she has put into place. So thank you for all of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very integrated, and I think we're beginning to see the results of that. So look forward to next year's report.
There will be one next year.
And I don't see Kim cringing, so it must be good.
It's great. I used to be on the curriculum committee when it was called that.
It's advisory this year.
Now it's.
All right. So
Thank
thank
you.
you very much.
Thanks, Amina.
Next, we move on to business action items, the first of which is the resolution to accept the gifts. Every month, we are fortunate to receive gifts from the population around Fridley. And this month, the following persons donated to Fridley High School. The Wells Fargo Matching Gifts Program gave $91, as well as St. Philip's Lutheran Church providing new hats, gloves, and fleece sweatshirts. The following persons donated to the Fridley High School Athletic Program. The Olive Garden from Coon Rapids had a pasta bar, salad, and breadsticks for 100 people. Tim and Debbie Kidder gave $791.49 to cover the cost for the boys' soccer banquet. And that was a donation made in honor of their son, Eric. Donating to the Fridley Cross Country Program was Judith Walruff, $250, with a matching $250 from her employer, Deluxe Corporation. Donating to the Fridley Robotics Program, Ajax Innovative Metal Forming Solutions donated $250. Donating to the Fridley ALC Program, Jean Penn knitted stocking caps. Arlene Hammernick and the St. Philip's Church Group provided polar fleece headbands, and the St. Philip's Church also did fleece hats and jackets. This month, donating to the Fridley Middle School, Scott O'Leary in the amount of $11.54, Stephanie Sharp, $30, and anonymous donors for a total of $36.90. Donating to the Fridley Middle School Band Program was Carolyn Nolan for $50, and donating to Hayes Elementary School, Michael Paquette for $60, Michael Peterson for $12, Deanna Roth for $90, anonymous donors in the amount of $57.72, as well as St. Philip's Lutheran Church with some new jackets, snow pants, hats, gloves, and boots. With that, I would entertain a motion to accept these gifts and thank the donors for their contributions.
I move to accept these gifts and thank the donors.
Second.
I have a motion by Delvo, seconded by Prieto, to accept the gifts and thank the donors for their contributions. Any discussion? If not, clerk, could you please call the roll?
Aye.
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 And the resolution passes. Our next item is a motion to approve the 2015-2017 paraprofessionals contract. Jennifer.
Hi. Well, I did receive an update from the paraprofessional steward tonight indicating that their unit did approve the contract, and likewise recommending to the board that you approve the contract as well. The parameters of the contract are consistent with all of the other settlements with the other bargaining units. And certainly we want to express our appreciation to the negotiating teams in reaching the settlement.
With that, yeah, I do, as sitting on that one, I do want to thank everyone that, from both the board's standpoint, from the district staff, as well as also everyone in the paraprofessionals bargaining team also for coming together and being able to work out that one. It was a long, drawn-out process that we all would have wished had happened a little quicker, but I think we all came together in the end and approved a contract here that I think we can all live very well with, so. With that, I would entertain a motion to approve the 2015-2017 paraprofessionals contract.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Sampson, seconded by Lindblad to approve. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? And the motion passes. Thank you. Next up, a motion to accept the Stevenson project bid. Mr. Hammer.
Yeah, so
as we move forward with Phase 2 of the construction projects passed by the voters back in November of 2015, we're moving forward with accepting bids for the summer work for 2017. On November 8th, we received bids for the Stevenson work for next summer. We had 11 bidders, and Carcola Construction came in as the low bidder with a base bid of $820,800, with alternates coming in on top of that for a total bid with 6 alternates at $892,890. That is within the parameters of what we had budgeted for the project. So tonight we are recommending that the board accepts the bids for the Stevenson work next summer.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to accept the bids?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Lindblad, second by Pruitt to accept the Robert Louis Stevenson project bids. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes. Next item is the consent agenda, which includes the minutes, the routine action items of the minutes of the regular school board meeting and the work session that was held October 18th, 2016, monthly financial reports, memorandums of understanding with the maintenance technician placement, new contracts, amendments, leaves of absence, termination, resignations, and retirements, the annual 2016-2017 World's Best Workforce Report that we've previously just heard, an assistive technology grant for $1,944, support or student grants for 5 social workers, and the Fridley High School Chinese students visit to China, currently tentatively scheduled for June 13th through June 28th of 2017. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Delvo, seconded by Lindblad to approve the consent agenda as lined out. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the consent agenda passes. Next, we move on to monthly financial reports. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, we're going to student enrollment, excuse me.
In your packet is the November 1st enrollment number. You can see that there's been some ups and downs throughout the K-12. And in the end, we are exactly at the same number that we were on October 1. We will be, of course, as we always do, watching that as we begin looking at revised budget that we will bring to you in January.
Thank you. Next up item as far as the written information, because a first reading of several policies, beginning with policy 413, harassment and violence.
Well, I have some real simple updates for both policy 413 and policy 522, student sex non-discrimination. For policy 413, it's simply a substitution of myself as the human rights officer for the district in accordance with the policy. There was no other changes with that policy. And then that update or substitution of the name was carried through all of the other corresponding forms with the policy. With policy 522, again, it was a substitution to list me as the Title IX coordinator for the district. There was a couple of really minor updates with a couple of the language items that are consistent with the model school board policy, which was recently updated last spring.
Thank you. Next, we move on to policy 535, service animals in school. Laura.
Thank you. Good evening. So this is the first reading of a brand new policy 535, which will replace policy 899, which is service animals in the schools. And what this policy does is identifies miniature horses as another type of service animal. It also defines different types of equal access, equal treatment, care, tether, trainer. So it gives some definitions to what those pieces are. And then it also just talks about what we can ask of our service animals and of our handlers.
Thank you. And the final 2 policies, Dr. Flassen.
Yes, policy 535, 901 is a community education one, and it adds a an item in the general policy statement about making sure that our community education reflects our diversity within our community. And the second one, 902, is just cleans up some language about technology and food service that we don't offer to people who come in and use our facilities. Both of those you're recommended to bring either catered food and or your own technology.
Thank you. Next up on the agenda is reports from school board members, beginning with the Association of Metropolitan School Districts Board meeting held November 4th. Mary Kay, would you like to talk a little bit about that meeting?
I would like to, but I was unable to be present.
Oh, did I set her up or what?
Yeah, that meeting, although I was not present, I was there the week before, and the bulk of the conversation was about the Minnesota MINSCU schools and offering of concurrent, our teachers who do concurrent enrollment, and some new legislation that, actually it's not legislation, that the Higher Ed Commission would like to make sure that all of the staff across the state have. And basically it boils down to having a master's degree in the area in which you're teaching. And that's highly unusual in K-12. We typically have master's degree in education, not necessarily in biology, in mathematics. And so there is the rub. And so they're trying to work out a compromise with that. And second of all, Brenda Casilius was there, our commissioner, and she kind of got an earful from our superintendents about the achievement and integration plans that Amina was talking about, because there were a whole lot of new rules that have come into play with the new plan that we will be writing. And we then got a very quick email from the commissioner saying, just hold on, we'll probably back off some of those requirements. So, Brenda listened to those that were there, so that was very helpful.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you. Next up would be the Northeast Metro 916 board meeting held November 9th. And Marcia.
Yes, I attended the meeting last week. First presentation we had was regarding the Hazelden partnership. And it was an update on the new partnership between Northeast Metro 916 District and the Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation. And this partnership, it aims to provide addiction counseling to the students in the district and their families at various locations. And next we had a construction update. There's 2 new facilities that are currently being built. The first, Pancalo Education Center in Oakdale, and second is Cora Education Center, and that's in Roseville. And both of those continue to be on schedule and within the anticipated timelines. Then we went through the annual report, and in terms of the Fridley numbers, I'll share some information with you. In the Northeast Metro special ed programs, there are 35 students from Fridley who are attending. And in their career and technical center, we've got 3 students who are participating in the computer design course, and then 5 students in the design and digital media. And within the career and technical center, our students have earned 22 college credits. So, and I'm just going to back up for a moment to the special ed students. The majority of our students are enrolled in the autistic spectrum disorder program and also the emotional behavior disorder program through the 916 district.
Right. Thank you, Marcia. Next up are important future school board dates. The Northwest Suburban Integration School District Joint Powers Board meeting will be held tomorrow evening, November 16th at 6:15 at the Northwest Suburban District offices in Brooklyn Park. The next AMSD board meeting will be held December 2nd, 7 to 9 a.m. at the Ties Conference Center. The next Northeast Metro 916 board meeting will be held December 14th, 6 p.m. at the Bel Air School. Our next Fridley Public School Board meeting will be held December 20th, work session at 5:30 in City Hall Conference Room A. The open forum at 7 p.m., also in Conference Room A, and our business meeting starting at 7:30 p.m. here in the council chambers. The Truth and Taxation meeting will also be held that December 20th here at the City Council chambers for those that are interested. Any other items that anyone would like to add to the agenda? If not, I'm going to put a little quick shameless plug in for myself. The Fridley Alumni Choir has their concerts coming up. Our first one will be held this Sunday, November 20th, 4 p.m. at the Fridley United Methodist Church on University on Mississippi Street, there between University and Central. And our next one, the final one, would be held December 4th in the high school auditorium. With that, I would certainly advise, if anybody would like to come, they are free concerts, so that you don't have to worry about anything along those lines. So, if not, I would now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second?
I have a motion by Lindblad, seconded by Delvo to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we are adjourned at 8:16.